Welcome back. Well, we're done here, so I guess we'll leave Estelle to her digging. Let's speed that up a little bit. And there's one other place that I want to visit at this moment, which is Poussin's tomb, because I believe someone's here, as you can see by the moped. You may recognize who it is.
I wonder who's here.
You know who that is. We've seen that license plate before. It's actually Emilio's moped. For some reason, Gabriel doesn't want to recognize it today.
Wonder what Emilio's doing here.
Well, let's find out.
Hi, Emilio.
Hello, Mr. Knight.
So, what you doing up here?
Just looking for a quiet spot to meditate.
Funny. Most people prefer Tour Magdala or Blanchefort to, meditate.
Do they? This location, too, has its benefits, you know.
The more we learn about Emilio, the less I understand him. Why meditate over this tomb here?
He's looking for some peace and quiet. I've never seen a more unsociable tour group in my life.
He has a point, I suppose. Oh well. Let's leave him be then and be on our way. We actually got Larry Chester's print from the manuscript during the night, and we haven't scanned that yet, so let's head back to the hotel and do that. Hopefully the room is available, depending on what Grace is up to at the moment. She might be working on Sydney, so we might not even be able to do this. Hey.
Ah!
What are you doing?
I was, I was just gonna talk to Grace, but she's in the shower. And
Huh.
so, see ya.
And apparently he was going to talk about...
I'll catch up with you later.
The hell?
Oh, Monsieur Mosley.
This place is a fruit bin.
Indeed. What the hell? Why was he carrying that newspaper? Apparently Grace is in the shower. I know what Gabriel wants to do. They have a feeling the game is not going to let us.
I think Grace can take a shower by herself.
And I was right. Hey, wait a second. Where's the manuscript? Did they put it in the drawer? Or Grace put it in the drawer?
Oh, there's nothing in there but dust bunnies.
Nope. So, unless Grace took the manuscript with her into the shower, and I know she likes reading, but that's taking things a bit too far. Besides, it's not like it's laminated or anything, so that doesn't work anyway. Unless Grace hid it somewhere that we're unaware of, somebody took it. And Mosley had a suspicious newspaper under his arm. So what if he was hiding something else in there? Okay, let's do what we actually came here to do, which is scan the fingerprint. Actually, the main reason I came here was to see Mosley leave the room. But anyway. Because I knew that would happen. And link it, of course. Scroll bars not cooperating. Larry Chester, aka Larry Sinclair. Oh, let's link that. That does the trick. At least it gives us a point. Now you might be tempted to check whether or not Larry was the one who left Le Serpent Rouge for Grace to find. Unfortunately...
That analyze stuff is Gracie's thing. You know how women get when you tread on the turf?
Gabriel does not want to do that. Okay, that's all I wanted to do here. Wonder if Wilks is already back.
There's no one in there.
I guess not. I wonder where he could be hanging out. Maybe he found the treasure.
I'll go get the Harley.
And cashed in the money and is now living a rich life. Went to Disneyland or something. Disneyland Paris, of course. Was that open yet back in 1999? I don't remember. I think it might have been. I don't recall when that opened. Anyway, we want to go to Longmore. Because I happen to know there's something we can find here. But is it some more digging from Mosley or Madeline? No. And we kind of knew that because Mosley and Madeline were both in Mosley's room doing whatever. I've forgotten what I'm looking for. Ah, there it is. Footprints!
That's a big old Wilks-size footprint. Oh, shit. I found Wilks.
Oh, God. He has looked better. Also, those footprints fall definitely into the category of things that are way too easy to miss.
Poor bastard. Poor bastard. They must have pulled him from his room last night, but no one heard a thing. How do they do that? And why Wilks?
He must have been getting too close to something that they did not want him to find.
He's been completely drained, just like the two dead Freemasons.
Yeah, definitely resembles the murder of Prince James's men. We can search him, apparently. Was this pajamas? I guess so.
It's from Wilks to his publisher. He must have been worried about someone seeing it, so he took it to bed with him. Apparently he was right to be paranoid.
Is that the letter that we found on the desk before? Wait, no. That's not it. This is it. Yeah, that is the same letter we... No, it's not. It's a different letter. Dear Mr. Brocklebank, I'm happy to report that everything has gone even better than I had hoped. I confirmed not only the existence of the object, but found a group of caves that I think will provide access. I'll take lots of pictures and maybe pop by New York when I leave here. Right? But I wanted to let you know that you can start clearing the calendar from my book. I think we should get it out ASAP, see, because there's lots of snoops nosing around this thing, and I want to be sure they don't beat us to it. J. Wilks.
Looks like Wilks might have been onto something after all. I wonder if that's what made him a target. Then again, maybe he just stumbled into the wrong neck of the woods.
Could be either. I was confused by the Rennes-le-Château letterhead, which appears on the poem that Grace found as well. Are there any prints on that? I guess not, it's paper, so... It's usually not a good target to find prints.
I don't see anything.
Besides, it would probably just be Wilkes' print, which we already have. So Wilkes definitely found something, and it may have been the reason why he is now dead. Or maybe not. We don't really know. Well, if he was killed in the same way as a certain two Freemasons we know, there should be something else around here. Yes, there it is.
Either the Red Cross had an accident here, or I found Wilkes' missing blood. I'd rather not, thanks.
He doesn't want to think about it.
Knee indentations. Just like at the armchair. God. They held Wilkes here while they drained his blood. He wasn't exactly small, either.
Okay. Well, we found the blood. I guess that explains something. Explains how he was killed. But not why. It looks like there's nothing else around here. Well, I guess all the smart thing to do would be to report this murder to the police, but of course we're not going to do that. But we are going to go back to the hotel, and at the very least we should tell Grace about this. Poor Wilkes. I mean, I may not exactly have liked the guy, but he certainly did not deserve that. And one wonders what it is he found. What that shadow on his radar image was. Some sort of underground cave system. But why would that be enough to get him murdered? Especially by the same people that murdered Prince James's men. Since they weren't after the treasure, they were looking for a stolen baby. Which we are too.
Bonjour.
Hey.
Wait. Why is Madeline leaving Mosley's room with that newspaper, and why is Bukele spying on her? What's so interesting about that newspaper? Huh. Well, that was bizarre. I want to talk to Grace. I could not find her.
Did you check out the bloodline manuscript?
Yeah, pretty interesting. Where do you want me to start?
But it's gone missing. Well, Gabriel hasn't noticed that, but I have.
What's the manuscript say about the bloodline?
The bloodline thing is major. The descendants of Jesus are called Desposini. Their symbol is the unicorn.
Unicorn?
Mm-hmm. Supposedly, the horn represents the male phallic symbol, and the unicorn itself represents the fertile Jesus.
Well, no wonder the Catholic Church had a conniption. But is there any way this bloodline thing could be legit?
Well, there's no reason why Jesus shouldn't have married and had children, unless you believe any kind of sex is a sin. Personally, I don't. And you certainly don't.
That's just the line I feed Catholic girls, but go on.
Uh-huh. And it's the kind of thing the early church might have suppressed, if for no other reason than to make sure the bishops of the church had all the power and not the descendants.
That explains how it might be possible, but it's hardly proof.
True, but if it's all a myth, it's a very old myth. The royal arms of Scotland show a Davidic lion of Judah, Desposinic unicorn, and the Jewish fleur-de-lis. So they've believed they were Desposini from the Middle Ages at least.
What's the manuscript say about the Freemasons?
The manuscript came right out and said that the original split between the Templars and the Priory of Sion was over the bloodline. The Priory wanted to support certain French families of Merovingian descent, while the Templars supported the emerging Stuart dynasty. I think it's pretty clear that the Freemasons and the Priory are still fighting over the same issue.
I wish this game would settle on a spelling of Stuart.
Does Sinclair mention the Holy Grail in the manuscript?
The Grail represents the bloodline and a kind of noblesse oblige duty to serve mankind. But also, remember what you heard on the train? You heard the kidnapper say Sangreal.
Yeah?
The manuscript says the words Holy Grail were actually a mistranslation. The original phrase wasn't Sangreal or Holy Grail, but Sang-Real.
Sang-Real? What's that mean?
Blood royal, or royal blood. The Holy Grail is the bloodline, Gabriel. That's what's so creepy.
Wow. I wonder if that's what they were saying on the train. It's royal blood.
That's what I've been wondering.
Kinda brings the whole vampire theory back onto the playing field, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So they were talking about Prince James's son then, as being of royal blood. Of course, because he is the heir of the throne of Scotland. But also, if he really is a descendant of Jesus, that would make him a vessel holding the blood of Christ, which is what the Abbé Arnaud described the Holy Grail as. Clever.
I'm still not sure I see the connection between Sinclair and Prince James's men.
The manuscript did mention Prince James. It traced the various branches of the bloodline all the way down to the present day. It was obviously making the point that the Stuarts have the largest, purest amount of the blood, and Prince James is mentioned as the current Stuart heir.
So what do they want to do with that?
Did you get the impression that the manuscript was trying to set Prince James up for something?
It certainly went to great lengths about his pedigree. I guess the royal families find that terribly irrelevant.
What about rulership? Did it mention anything about a throne?
Yeah, actually. It talked about the European Union a lot. How any system of government ideally has both a parliament and a monarchy. You don't think they're trying to... No. No.
Position the House of Stuart as monarchs over the EU. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Oh, God. No wonder Sinclair is hiding out here.
A monarch of the EU? That's the stupidest idea I have ever heard. No wonder Sinclair was hiding out here. He was hiding because the idea was stupid. He was ashamed of it. That's what I would do.
Is there anything more in there about the unicorn imagery?
A bit. You know all those medieval tapestries that show a unicorn in a garden or a unicorn being hunted?
Yeah.
Supposedly, they all represent the Desposini being suppressed by the church.
Oh.
Okay, that's all very interesting. But I guess we should tell her about Wilks.
Guess what I found today?
What?
Wilkes' corpse.
What?
I found him at Mort. Looks like they took him right out of his room last night.
Oh my God.
Creepy, isn't it? They were in the hotel. Weird, 'cause I was dreaming about them. That's why
Well, how was Wilks killed?
just like Prince James's men. Throat cut, blood drained into a pool.
God. What am I, cursed or something? I spent the entire day in the car with Mallory and McDougal, and then last night I had dinner with Wilks, and
What was his big theory anyway?
he had a seismic survey done. They show hollow areas, and he had uncovered a big one. It makes sense, actually, because I've been working on this riddle called Le Serpent Rouge.
Sure, you keep working on that. I've got some ideas of my own to follow up.
Fine.
That doesn't sound like a moped. Damn, it's Prince James. Where's the manuscript? I've got to get it back to Larry before he runs to his boss and complains.
It was right here. I left it on the table when I went to take my shower.
Ooh, don't tell me that, Grace. Grace?
Somebody must have taken it.
Shit. Okay, let me think. It's about time I pinned down our old squirmy friend from the NOPD. I'll get him out of town for a bit.
What about Prince James?
Tell him I'm working on the case. I can't see him till I've got that manuscript, or he'll have my head on a platter.
You really think Mosley...
Yeah, the bum. But do me a favor and look around here, just in case I'm wrong.
Leave me the bike, will you? You can ride with Mosley.
What?
Come on, how can I keep an eye on the others if you leave me stranded? Please?
I don't believe this.
Thanks.
God.
So Gabriel gets to ride the crappy moped after all. Also, we found Wilks' body at Lone Moor. I see what you did there, game. Okay, well that was an interesting time block. Things are definitely heating up. But next up, it is back to Le Serpent Rouge with Grace in the next video.